Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and thank you so much for tuning into today's video. Hope everyone is having an awesome day. As always, I am back with some more Raptor content on the channel. I have now owned this truck for 1 full year, and I thought it would be pretty cool to share with everybody some of the numbers around how much it truly costs to own a Raptor for a full year in terms of depreciation. Now, tax, title, and dealer fees can vary by state and region, so I'll kind of keep those numbers separated, but I wanted to share with everybody what the actual depreciation on this truck right in front of you here is after 1 full year. I have a completely separate video on the channel, and I could be one of those YouTubers that says go check that video, but I'm not going to be like that. I don't want to double down on views from anybody, so I'm just going to go ahead and share those numbers around what I actually paid for this truck. But before I do that, I will say go ahead and check out that video, because in the comment section a lot of people shared what they paid for their Raptor, and I think some of that information can be useful for somebody that's on the market for a Raptor. You definitely shouldn't be paying MSRP for these trucks anymore. So the full spec on this truck, the MSRP, that whole video breaks it down, but it basically comes out to $75,000 is the MSRP for this specific truck. And because I have a good relationship with my dealership, I picked this truck up for $70,000 even, which is $5,000 below MSRP. The three things that I'd like to cover in this video are, most importantly, what is the trade-in value for this truck? Second thing I want to cover is what is the retail on this truck? What would it cost me to go on the market and try to find a used 2019 Raptor with all these features equipped to it? What is it retailing for right now? And basically a culmination of those two numbers is going to give me the last thing that I'm looking for, and that is what is the actual trade-in value that I got for this truck when I went to trade it into a couple of different dealerships and a couple of different methods of trading in vehicles. And more importantly, after 1 full year, what is it actually costing me to own this truck when I paid $70,000 for it? What can I get in return? And at the same time, I can make a completely separate video talking about what my monthly payment is. I think that's something that a lot of people like to look at on YouTube, and a lot of YouTubers make videos about. But I'm going to go ahead and at the end of this video share with everybody what my monthly payment is, in case anybody is wondering. So right off the bat, I'm going to throw up some numbers here. Kelley Blue Book puts the excellent trade-in value for this truck with all the features that it has between $66,000 and $70,000, which is pretty insane. It's important to note that the used car market is absolutely insane right now. People are getting really good return value on their vehicles. A lot of that has to do with the low interest rates, so there's more people out in the market trying to buy vehicles, so that's kind of led to a little bit of uptick in retail value on return for used vehicles. At the same time, I'm going to put up NADA's number. Their clean trade-in is valued at $71,000, and if I got $71,000 to trade in this truck, I would be beyond myself, because that's more than what I paid for it brand new. That would basically mean that I got $1,000 to own this truck for a full year, and obviously that doesn't make any sense. But those KBB and NADA evaluations do give you a good idea on what you're going to get at a trade-in from a dealership, so it's always good to be informed around what those numbers are. Next thing I like to look at when I go to trade in a vehicle is retail, and what I mean by that is you try to find a vehicle, a couple of them, within maybe 200 miles of where you are that have similar mileage and a similar spec, and see what they're retailing for. As you guys can see, a Raptor with all the specs and all the options from the factory is retailing in my area similar to this, with less than 10,000 miles. Around $70,000 is roughly what retail is. My understanding from all the vehicles that I've purchased over the years is if I can get somewhere between 90 and 95% of retail back as trade-in for my vehicle, that gives the dealership somewhere between 5 to 10% return on my trade, and I think that's a reasonable number. But all of that stuff is mainly to educate you on what the value of your vehicle is. At the end of the day, when you walk into a dealership, they're going to be checking across auction prices as well as the KBB and NADAs to kind of get a good price on what they want to give for your vehicle, and condition plays a good part in it. And this truck, as you guys can see, is in absolutely immaculate condition. So right off the bat, Carvana, you fill out their online form, give them the condition and the spec, and they give you a number, and they came back at $61,000 for a trade-in price for this Raptor, which I thought was pretty low given what retail is. Next thing I did was go to my Ford dealership that actually purchased this truck for them, and when I went in, they kind of looked at it, they walked around, they took the pictures, they saw it was in good condition. Just to show you guys what good condition this truck is in, I actually never took off any of the plastic sills that are inside of the coverings for the door sills here, as well as some of the grab handles and stuff, mainly because I like to keep these trucks clean. When I go to trade them in, I get top dollar back for them. And so what my Ford dealership gave me for a trade-in offer was $66,500 for this truck as it sits. And that number doesn't include the fog lights in the front of the vehicle. I installed those aftermarket and I wanted to hang on to those, so I made sure they didn't count those as a part of the trade. So all in all, guys, after 1 full year of ownership, this truck is going to cost me $4,000 to own, somewhere between $3,500 and $4,000. Comparing the $70,000 that I paid for this truck to the $66,500 that my dealership was willing to give me for trading it in, I think $3,500 to own a Raptor. Yes, not a regular F-150 Limited or Platinum, but a Raptor that's $75,000 MSRP. $3,500 to own for 1 year is absolutely amazing. And to be very honest, guys, my Kia Niro cost me twice that amount in depreciation to own for the first year that I owned that car. I paid $22,500 for my Kia Niro, and after 1 year it was only worth $16,500 for trade. So you guys can do the math and see that the Raptor is such a great value. So let me know in the comment section below, if you don't have a Raptor, would you own this truck for $3,500 for 1 year of ownership? So that $3,500 cost of ownership for 1 year obviously is a little bit impacted with COVID, given that the used car market is so strong right now. It is pretty cool to be able to own my dream truck for $3,500 for 1 year. Now, most of the tax paid comes back to me on the trade-in, so that isn't really a big expense, but dealer fees are obviously going to add up. So a couple $100s for that, and some other expenses make it probably closer to $4,000 to $5,000 to truly own this truck for a full year. But I still think that is an amazing bargain on the car market. And that's what's made the Raptor so popular, is because they depreciate so little compared to any other vehicle on the market. So if you're on the market for a Raptor, or you have a Raptor, hopefully you found this information helpful. In case anybody is wondering what my monthly payment on this truck is, it was $70,000. I paid the taxes and the fees off the top and had maybe about $5,000 down at the time into the vehicle's total price. So financing just over $60,000 for 60 months with a low interest rate, my monthly payment is $1,170 for this truck that you see right in front of you, and I make a payment of $1,200 a month. I know some people are going to say that's very high, but if you look at it, most of that $1,200 payment is coming back to me in equity, and only maybe say somewhere around $400 or so is actually what it costs me every month to own this truck, given what my depreciation number is. And I could make a separate video for my monthly payment, guys, but I thought I'd just share that information with everybody on the channel here if they were wondering. If you guys like this video, give it a big old thumbs up. Leave a comment in the comment section below what you guys think of the depreciation and the value that the Raptor is. And if you haven't, guys, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. There's a lot of cool content to come on the channel. And until next time, guys, I will see you guys in the comment section below.